do you suggest using the embryos we have, or just maybe doing a whole new cycle?
Great question. I was going to bring this up for discussion at the end of this conversation.
Mm-hmm. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Jessica for those that are new here. I wanted to give you guys all an IVF update because I know that I have not done that in a few months, and a lot of my subscribers are here to follow my journey. So as many of you know, we had a transfer on January 13th, and on January 22nd, we got our results, and we were told that the transfer failed. So my beta, I believe, was like less than 3 or something like that. And so after that, we did have an appointment with my doctor just to kind of go over everything that happened, and then just kind of like changes that we wanted to do before the next transfer. And so I was able to record that because it was over the phone. However, I wanted to give you guys a heads up that the next, so the footage that you guys are going to be seeing is a little bit choppy because my appointment was scheduled to be at noon, which is my lunch hour, and my doctor called me at 11. So I did not have my camera out, and so I was like scrambling to get everything ready. And so I started recording midway through the conversation, and then after that, my memory card was full, so then I had to like delete some footage while I was on the phone, and then I must have not deleted enough because then like it like died or something because it was full again. So I apologize, I was not able to record everything. I really should have been better prepared, but I am going to share with you what I was able to record, and then like July, like start everything July, and then maybe do like an August transfer.
Sure.
But I mean, we did, I don't know, I guess our questions were if like maybe the reason why they're failing, do you think it's maybe because we had to thaw them?
No, we do have information on that. As I explained, we are looking more and more frequently at patients who have frozen embryos where we thaw them, biopsy, and then refreeze. Mm-hmm. And the pregnancy rates, although a little bit lower, appear to be about the same.
Okay.
So I don't want to say, oh, you know what, these aren't implanting because it's strictly a matter of thawing and refreezing. I don't know that that's the case, Jessica. And,
okay.
The reason that's important is I think we want to look at a couple of other factors that we might be able to manipulate to get a better endometrium.
Okay.
I just don't want to point a finger.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just because I think this last time, like everything seemed to be the way that it should be with the like the lining and everything.
Yeah, this is about as good as it's going to get.
Yeah, so I think we were just really shocked that it didn't work.
Well, so were Dolly and I.
Yeah.
It's so disappointing.
Yeah.
You know, you had like a spot on perfect endometrium.
Yeah.
So there's a couple of things that I want to consider. I think taking some time off is a great idea.
Okay.
The July-August time frame is fine.
Okay.
How much was the medication? The gonal-f. How much?
Sorry.
It's always a struggle. it's always a struggle when you're getting a reasonable response. By that I mean a good endometrium, the embryos are of good quality. It's a struggle when you try to change things. You don't want to make something that's actually okay and make it worse.
Yeah, because I mean the first 2 times it worked, it's just I miscarried.
Yes.
So I think we trust the protocol, like the first ones that we were the first one we did, which was just the tablets. I don't know. I think, like I said, just because this one failed to implant, I don't feel as confident going forward doing this protocol again.
Sure, I agree. And so much of this, as you know, is carefully trying to make small changes to improve outcome. So I think our plan should be, we'll go back to tablets. Start P4 early.
Okay.
No ERA. Insist. We won't transfer. I'm going to make a note in your chart. We plan to transfer only if we have an endometrium of 8 to 10 millimeters with 3 stripes.
Okay, yeah.
Are you okay transferring 1 embryo, Jessica? You didn't have to.
I would want to do 2, but I think we have 3 left, correct?
Yes.
I'm scared to use 2. I think, okay, so I guess my other question is, if for some reason we used up all the embryos, I know we have some of Eric's sperm frozen. Is that good quality? Would we be able to use that?
Yes, we could.
Okay. And do you suggest using the embryos we have, or just maybe doing a whole new cycle?
Great question. I was going to bring this up for discussion at the end of this conversation. I would use these.
Okay.
At least one more time.
Okay.
Partly because of cost, but also we have 3 embryos. So let's say we transfer 1 and you get pregnant. Well, that's great, because now we have 2 more in the bank for future use.
Okay.
Now, if we transfer 1 and there's no pregnancy, then we could step back and say, well, should we try another IVF cycle and have a more serious conversation about that?
Okay. So would you suggest just doing 1 or doing 2?
1.
1, okay.
I always worry, even when we transfer 2 with poor quality embryos, I always worry that we might wind up with twins, which, I mean, that's fine, but it is a high risk pregnancy.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I'm going to communicate this to Dolly. Let me go back here in the chart.
I know that when we were doing the monitoring, Dr. Sizemore said he saw a cyst, but he didn't think it interfered with the like where the embryo would implant.
Yes.
I know the first time I had a hysteroscopy to remove all the cysts. Do you suggest doing that again? Because I've also had 2 DNCs. I don't know if that's just too much, or if you think that's a good idea.
Yes, great question. You're anticipating all these little bullet points.
So as you can tell, that footage was all over the place. So again, I apologize. But I was able to have a really good conversation with my doctor. I think we went over all my concerns, and then we kind of just talked about changes and things we want to do going into the next transfer. So in the beginning of the footage, you hear me tell my doctor that we want to transfer in August. So that means that we would have to start the prep for the transfer with my July cycle. And during that time, we Also discussed the possibility of doing a hysteroscopy, which if we decided to do that, I believe that was it's supposed to take place in May. We're still not sure if that's something we want to go forward with, because I am concerned with scarring my uterus, because I had a hysteroscopy 2 years ago. So it'll almost be 2 years ago. Before we started the stem cycle part of IVF, which is the egg retrieval, my doctor suggested that I have a hysteroscopy to kind of clean out my uterus. And they did find a few polyps. And so they were able to remove that and just kind of like scrape my uterus and have it, I guess, ready for transfer. And so I did that 2 years ago during Memorial Day weekend. I remember that. But then after that, I've also needed to have 2 D&Cs because I've miscarried twice. So within 2 years, I've had 3 surgeries, and my concern is that I could scar my uterus, and that could mean that there's a possibility that the embryo won't transfer due to scarring. So that's a concern that I had with my doctor, and we kind of went over that. So I don't know if we're gonna do another hysteroscopy, because like I said, they did find some polyps, but it wasn't many. I think he said there was like 3 or 4 that he was able to remove. And I know polyps interfere with the embryo's implantation, but that's usually when there's a lot. And I think, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe a lot is considered like 10 or more. So I don't know if the risk of scarring outweighs the benefit of removing 3 to 4 polyps. I mean, I don't know. I guess I could have more now, I could have less. And then we also went over my concerns of having to transfer an embryo that is twice thawed, because we did have to unthaw our embryos in order to do PGD testing. And then when we are transferring, of course, they have to unthaw it again. So he did say that twice thawed embryos don't show a significant drop in success rates. So that kind of puts me at ease, which, you know, I did do some research, and that's kind of like the conclusion that most research shows. So I don't think that the reason that the transfers are not working is because the embryo has been thawed twice. There has to be something else that's going on. But you guys also heard us talk about how in this last transfer, everything seemed to be picture perfect. My lining was right where it needed to be, and everything else was where it needed to be. But for some reason, it did not work. So I think we have decided, though, that moving forward, we want to go back to a medicated cycle, because we did do 2 transfers that were successful. I did miscarry, but that was due to the embryo being genetically abnormal. So I feel more comfortable going forward with a medicated cycle because I have found success in it. The natural cycle, it's just a lot more monitoring, and because it didn't work, I don't feel as comfortable going forward with that protocol again. So my doctor agreed, so we are going to be doing a medicated cycle again. But yeah, so that was kind of the conversation that we had and the main points that we went over. We also talked about the possibility of having to do a whole new cycle. My doctor, though, wants to kind of hold off on that because, like I said, we do have 3 embryos remaining. So I think the plan is to do the next transfer with 1 embryo, and if for some reason that does not work, we will have a serious discussion on whether we want to transfer the last 2 together or if we want to do a whole new cycle. But I think I would want to use the embryos that we have first. So I think we are going to do the next transfer with 1 embryo, and then if it doesn't work, we'll do another transfer with the last 2, and then we will see. Hopefully it doesn't come to that, and hopefully this next one works. But I don't know. we have had such a rough journey, and I honestly don't like to think about it because I try to stay really positive. And so if I think about the fact that we have had 4 transfers that failed, I feel like it will just take me to a really dark place, and I don't want to be there. I want to think positive. And so yeah, I think that's the plan moving forward. But also with the whole COVID-19 situation that's going on, I'm just really grateful that we had already decided on transferring in August, because I think I would be really crushed if my heart was set on jumping into the next transfer right away and then having to postpone it due to the whole situation that's going on. But my heart really does go out to anybody who's had to have an IVF cycle canceled, or even people who are pregnant right now. I can't even imagine like how I would feel if I were pregnant, and just the anxiety that I would be going through, because it's really scary to think that you could deliver your baby alone. I know a lot of hospitals are not even allowing the partner to be there, which is just really, you know, it's just such a sucky situation. And my heart just really goes out to anybody that is having to deal with that. Like, especially anybody going through infertility, and finally finding success, and then to have that moment just kind of like robbed is just really scary and sad, and it's just really heartbreaking. But anyway, I'm gonna start crying if I think about that. But all right guys, that's going to be it for this video. If you have any questions, anything you guys want me to answer, any videos you want me to film on, you know, topics, whether they are IVF related or not, please comment down below and I will try to put those videos out for you. But yeah, I will be seeing you guys in my next video. Don't forget to hit the like button and to subscribe to my channel. Bye.